Hello everyone, welcome to Quantifiers. So this is the first new fresh video of CAT 2020 for CAT 2021. And in this video, we are going to discuss a very good DI set. I hope you have all started your preparation. We have started our new batch. So just in case if you are looking to join somewhere affordable and somewhere where you will get personal guidance, Quantifiers is the place for you. Now, let us see what the set is all about. Let's read the set and try to understand the set. It says in a city, there are 10 police patrolling jeeps for providing security to the residents. Each patrolling jeep has three policemen, vis-a-vis one inspector, one constable, and one driver. Okay. Each patrolling jeep has a wireless system to make calls to other patrolling jeeps. Codes are required to activate the wireless system, which are different for inspectors. Okay. So basically, inspectors can make their calls, constable can make their calls, and drivers can make their calls. Okay. Four patrolling jeeps receive call made by an inspector. So whenever an inspector makes a call, there are four jeeps which will receive the call. Now, those four jeeps can be different for all the inspector. हो सकता है inspector one जब call करे, the call is received by second, third, fourth, and fifth jeep. हो सकता है inspector two जब call करे, the call is received by sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth jeep. So any one inspector can give call to the four jeeps. Now, similarly, constable can give it to two, while driver gives it to only one. Okay. The patrolling jeep can make or receive calls to from other patrolling jeeps only. So this patrolling jeep can make or receive the calls from other jeeps only, any of them, right? Let's see. Now, the following table provides the information about the number of received and dialed calls by each patrolling jeep at the end of the day. Right, so this is the data given to us that these are the number of dialed calls and these are the number of received calls. The received calls will be greater than dialed calls. Why? Because let us say out of this fifth call, let us say out of these five calls, one call is made by an inspector. So it will be counted here, here, and here in any of the four other jeeps, right? So that obviously means that my these calls can be higher, right? My calls received can be higher. So let us work upon the data now, right? Let us try to find out what is told to us. Let's see what is the basic thing that we know that what are the total number of dialed calls 8, 10, 16, 17, 20, 22, 3, 7, 30. Okay. Now what are the number of received calls? 21, 28, 37, 43, 51, 61, 70, 77, 82. Now I know that inspector plus constable plus driver all together they have made 30 calls, right? Whenever an inspector makes a call, it goes to four in the four jeeps. So basically, the total number of these received calls is nothing but the equation would be 4i, because one inspector is going to give call to the four jeeps, plus constable gives to two, so two constables, plus driver gives to one, so 1d. All that is equivalent to 82. Right? Okay. Now, there can be various possibilities. If I look at the questions, if police patrolling jeep number two had received calls from three police, what could be the lowest number, maximum number, lowest number, maximum number? So basically, there are different cases for these. Let us try to find out these cases and work upon them. So if I subtract this equation, if I subtract equation one from equation two, what I will get 3i plus c is equal to 52. Okay, so basically if I write I, C and D over here. So if I is 1, C would be 49, right? But is that possible? 1 plus 49, D will be negative. D cannot be negative. This is the basic constraint I need to keep in mind, right? They can be 0. हो सकता है 0 calls हो, but negative नहीं हो सकता, right? Okay. If I put I as 10, if I put I as 10, 10 and C will be 22. In this case also 10 plus 22 is 32, which is greater than this right hand side. D will be minus 2. This is not possible. So this is also not a possible solution. Okay. If I put I as 11, 33, C would be 19. 11 and 19, 30. Yeah, this is one possible case. So this will help me. This is 11. This is 19. And then this case driver's call would be 0 call. Now this is a linear equation. So if this solution is 11, this is 19. Next solution would be 16 and this would be 12. This will decrease by 3 and this will increase by 1, right? Okay. So basically 3, 12, 36 and 16, 12 and 16, 28, and then D would be 2, right? 12, 16, and 2. Now, I will I will show you one more case, but trust me, the answer would be 11, 12, 13, 14, and so on, 19, 16, 13, 0 to 4. But still, let's just do hit and trial. So if this is 3, 33, so 39, this would be 13, right? 13, 13, and 13 plus 13, 26, this D would be 4. Okay. Now 11, 12, 13. So if this is reducing, let me try to reduce this. 19, 16, 13, 10, 7, 4, and 1. Okay. 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. 0 to 4, 6, 8, 10, and so these are the possibility of calls made by inspectors, constables, and drivers. So now, as we can see, there is a case when a driver could have made a zero, could have made 0 calls. There is a case when inspector can make a maximum of 17 calls, right? And constable is making 1 call. So basically now it's up to me, how do I want to allocate these calls. ठीक है, मैं अज्यूम कर सकता हूँ कि 5 के 5 ड्राइवर्स हैं, मैं अज्यूम कर सकता हूँ कि 5 के 5 इंस्पेक्टर्स हैं, गिवन माय कॉन्स्ट्रेंट सेटिस्फाई हो रहे हो. ठीक है, let us now try to satisfy the constraints. Let's read the first question. It says if police patrolling jeep number 2 had received calls from only 3 police patrolling jeeps, then what could be the lowest possible number of police patrolling jeeps from which police patrolling number 7 received the calls. So police number 7 के calls को minimize करना है. I want to minimize these. Okay, ठीक है, कर देते हैं, minimize कर देते हैं. Now it has received 10 calls, right? Okay. Uh, okay. So police patrolling jeep number 2 had received 15 calls. So these 15 calls are received by 3 total number of vehicles, 3 number of vehicles. So even if I look at the average 555, so the number of calls by these, number of dialed calls should be around 5 or something. 5, 6, and 4 is one combination. And how can I catch it so quickly? I just said कि मैंने 5, 5, 5 के आसपास के numbers देखने हैं. मैंने देखे तो मुझे strike हो गए. Let us see कि क्या कोई और combination भी possible है. Is there any other possible combination except 5, 6, 4? 3, 3, no, 5, 2, 6, 3, no. Nothing else is possible. I have just put 5 at the first place, 6 at the first place, and nothing else, because उसके अलावा तो क्वेश्चन बनेगा ही नहीं, right? Okay, so ठीक है, this is the required answer, 5 plus 6 for 4, which means that police patrolling number jeep 1 received call, sorry, police patrolling number jeep 2 received calls from 1, received calls from 4, and received calls from 9. इन 3 जीप से इसको कॉल आई है, right? Okay. अब मैंने 7 की जीप्स को मिनिमाइज करना है. आई वांट टू मिनिमाइज द कॉल्स, द कॉल्स और द जीप्स which have made the call to police jeep number 7. ठीक है, इनको मिनिमाइज करना, और इसको आई कितनी है, 10 कॉल्स. तो अगर मैं देखूं कम से कम क्या नंबर हो सकता है, कहने से 6 plus 4 वापस 10 हो सकता है, जो कि जीप नंबर 4 है और जीप नंबर 9 है, राइट? So if I assume, if I देखो simple as that, if I assume that if I assume that my 4 and 9, all the people are only inspectors and constable, and there is no driver over here, I can easily get my answer as 2 jeeps, right? And it is satisfying my constraint, क्योंकि ड्राइवर जीरो वाला केस तो मेरे पास ऑलरेडी है, तो ये पॉसिबिलिटी है कि मेरे पास ड्राइवर है ही नहीं. ठीक है, तो मैं इसको मान के चल सकता हूँ. सो मेरा आंसर क्या आ जाएगा, ओनली 2. So the minimum number of vehicles that are required to make the calls to vehicle number 7 is only 2 vehicles, सिर्फ 2 vehicles. Okay. What could be the maximum number of calls that can be made by the constables? Constable can make the maximum number of calls as 19 in this case. Okay, done. ये भी हो गया, easy peasy. Okay. If the total number of calls received by inspector was not less than the number of calls made by constable, so inspector is greater than equal to constable. Less नहीं होना चाहिए. And the total number of calls made by constable is not less than equal to number of cases by these drivers. So C should be greater than equal to D. So I C से बड़ा और equal, this case is possible. This case is possible. These two cases are possible. Only these two cases are possible, right? Because इसमें तो हमारा D is greater than this. So these cases are not possible. In this case, C is greater than I. These cases are not possible. Only two cases are possible. Then what will be the minimum number of calls that can be made by drivers? So basically in these two cases, what are the minimum number of calls that can be made by drivers? These are only 4 calls. सिर्फ 4 calls हो सकती हैं. So this is also sorted. Okay. If the total number of calls made by all the inspector was less than number of calls made by constable and was well, the same constraint may under the same constraint, what can be the maximum number of calls that can be made by drivers? So this is 6. So 6 in this case, right? So basically, if I see only the first question was a bit in which I might have to use my brain a bit. Rest everything was pretty straightforward if you have made the equations. राइट अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद आई तो प्लीज यार दोस्तों के साथ शेयर कर देना एक आधा कमेंट कर देना अच्छा लगेगा राइट एंड इफ यू हैव अंडरस्टूड प्लीज डू सब्सक्राइब टू अवर चैनल थैंक यू सो मच गाइस हैव अ ग्रेट डे बाय बाय